So what am I doing, right? What is this screen that you're looking at, right? So let's go back here to the very beginning. This is Arcade Assistant. Now I've put out teasers, the last couple months. This is a very complicated build. This is a very complicated undertaking. This is not easy. But the reason why I'm making this application is because what I've learned the hard way about when you sell an arcade cabinet to somebody is invariably you're going to have issues you cannot predict. Because when you're dealing with 20 emulators and 30,000 games, there's going to be some things that are going to be hard to manage. Even if it leaves my home, the arcade, and it goes, somewhere else, it works perfectly when it leaves my home. You may have a random Windows update that may happen that will ruin a configuration file or the path to a folder. Who knows what it's going to be? And so this Arcade Assistant that I'm developing is my attempt to mitigate a lot of those issues that may happen. So again, this is a work in progress. This is by no means a finished product, but you'll get the idea from this video of what I've been doing. And to be frank with you guys, why my social media has kind of fallen off a little bit, because I've been focused a lot of my attention and energy into this. Because one, I see the potential of it. And two, I see that if this goes right, to be honest, it's going to be very good for my business. I'm not going to lie about that. But two, it's going to be really impactful for families who want to just play arcade games or play Nintendo games or whatever, or play, Genesis games for whatever you want to talk about. But let's go on. So each of these panels is an AI agent in charge of a particular discipline or ease of use. Okay. So you're going to have, Launchbox Laura. Let that speak for what it is. It's essentially its own launcher, to be honest. You're going to have voice assistant. Now, what I did is the most logical place for a person to create their profile is going to be through voice assistant. So when you enter your information into this panel right here, it's then going to be able to permeate through the whole Arcade Assistant. And that's going to be part of the experience. So you're going to go here.
Welcome, Ferg Daddy. I'm Vicky, your voice assistant. How can I help you today?
There's my profile saved down here. Now, I'm not going to... Okay, well, let me explain what these are before I just, So let's assume that you don't like Laura to sound like that. You can go here and change her profile voice, which is going to sound like. Same things with go with Dewey, Squirrel Keeper Sam, so on and so forth. You can actually change their voice profile to what you want. Then you go down here to save. It makes you move it around the way so you can see what I'm doing. Go to save here. And then from there, you're going to be pretty much be able to do what you need to do. Okay. Now let's go here to another panel here. I just want you guys to get an idea of what these things can do. Now, I am not done with these panels. I'm not going to bother showing them yet because they're not even close to being finished. They're far along in the process, but there's a lot of cosmetic things we're going to do to those panels for it to make sense. And we'll do that another day. But let's do Launchbox Laura, for example, just because it's the easiest to demonstrate what it can do. We'll open up here. Of course, you see here, whenever you sign into Vicky, your profile will be created. And you can toggle between who is going to be kind of the profile in which Laura is going to essentially interact with. Well, let's assume here where to go here. I'm actually going to do this. You can see the chat interface that I've created. And I'm going to have to get permissions here, of course. Tell me okay.
Sure. I'll help you explore our game library. Could you clarify what you mean by course? Are you looking for...
What I mean to say is, can you tell me about Pac-Man?
I apologize, but it seems like our specific Pac-Man arcade ROM might require a different search method. But I can confirm we have several Pac-Man variants.
Let me clarify. Can you tell me about the game Pac-Man? When was it released? That might be something I have to work on to get.
Based on the search results, I can provide you with some details about Pac-Man. The original Pac-Man was released in 1982 on multiple platforms, with the arcade MAME version being the most iconic. It's classified in the maze/collect genre, which perfectly describes the gameplay of guiding Pac-Man through a maze, eating dots, and avoiding ghosts. Some interesting variants I found in the search include Ms. Pac-Man, 1982, Pac-Man Plus, 1982, Super Pac-Man, 1982, Junior, Pac-Man, 1983, Pac-Mania, 1987.
And
would you like me to launch the original Pac-Man for you? I can help you play this classic arcade game that revolutionized the gaming industry. Just say the word and I'll fire it up.
Now, of course, this is just part of the picture, but watch this. Now, every game in the collection of ROMs that's going to be an arcade assistant, it's going to have this ability. So to kind of show you what it could do in real time, let's go ahead and do this. Tell me about the Nintendo Entertainment System when it was released.
These are just a few of the many NES games in our collection. Would you like me to help you find some classic NES titles or tell you more?
Launch Super Mario Bros., please. Watch. It's going to launch the game. There we go. And as time progresses...
Super Mario Bros. 1985. For the Nintendo Entertainment System is now launching. Get ready to guide Mario through the Mushroom Kingdom, dodge Goombas, and rescue Princess Toadstool. Have fun, Ferg Daddy. Let me know if you need anything else.
So you get the idea. You get the gist of it. And of course, these are things I've got to tighten up on. I fully acknowledge that. But I want people to see the potential of now. Dewey, what he's supposed to do is essentially once you put your profile in to Voice Assistant here, VicU Voice Assistant, this is going to give you the ability to be like, hey, my controller's not working. It'll recommend one of these two guys here. Or, LED Blinky is not working, right? It'll recommend LED Blinky down here, so on and so forth. But this is going to be basically a way for the person who owns one of my arcade cabinets to have an easier time interacting with the technology. My only complaint I've ever gotten was that, it was working yesterday, but now it's not working today. And come to find out there was a Windows update that caused, it was a security update that caused the configuration file to be messed up. And I had to essentially talk the customer over the phone how to fix the issue. That's no fun for anybody. So this is going to enable me to just give the arcade assistant up with my arcade you buy from me, and it'll be able to fix the problem, for you. 99.9% of the problems that a person is going to run into are going to be software related. This is going to take care of probably 85% of the software you're going to run into. Not saying it's a perfect catch-all for everything, but a lot of the problems a person is going to have is going to be really geared towards configuration files. It's going to be geared towards, maintenance issues with the arcade. By the way, just as an aside, this is going to have real-time information with what is going on with your PC in real time. So if there's a hard drive that's not 100%, if there's some kind of weirdness with the memory, this thing is going to know. Okay, let's go on to Dewey because he is at least somewhat ready for demonstration. Hello, Dewey. How are you?
Hey there. I'm feeling fantastic, just like a high score on a classic arcade game. How about you? Are you ready to dive into some gaming fun or maybe chat about your favorite arcade classics? Let me know what you're in the mood for.
Ask me a question in trivia, please.
Absolutely. Did you know that the first ever video game Easter egg was hidden in the 1980 game Adventure for the Atari 2600? The game's creator, Warren Robinett, included a secret room that displayed his name, which was a big deal back then since developers weren't credited in games. What do you think about that? Would you like to learn more trivia or explore something else in the arcade world?
And that's just one of his abilities. He'll be able to, of course, give you the latest gaming news. He'll be able to give you, I'm having a problem with my controller. He'll recommend a particular agent to go to. But here's another thing that's kind of fun. I would like to say is Scorekeeper Sam. He's going to be in charge of tournaments. So let's just go and get him started. Hello, how are you? Fix that.
Hello, I'm Scorekeeper Sam, ready to help you manage tournaments and player ratings. I can assist with creating tournaments of various sizes, setting up different seeding methods, tracking matches, and maintaining leaderboards. What type of tournament are you looking to organize today?
There you go. You can you'll create your own tournament here, right? And you'll get started. Obviously, it keeps track of. I think it's up to 32 players you can actually run a tournament on with this particular graphical interface. But it's there, and there's some things I've got to tidy up on this particular panel as well. But I did think I owed it to you guys who's been a part of the Facebook group for this amount of time, for just a general where's Greg, what's going on. We wanted to follow this guy, and he's like completely fallen off the face of the earth. I haven't really. I've just been working very hard on this particular uh, you know um, platform. The vision of this particular platform is it to be a part of a network that basically, if the person opts in for it, will be able to essentially share the information or their stats, if you will, with other people in the network. If someone has a controller that none of us have ever heard of, or the AI in the particular build are not aware of, it's not part of the knowledge base, that controller information can then be permeated through the network that I'm going to hopefully build. But that's the plan. And I think that it's a good one, to be honest. Gunner is going to be, obviously, I didn't go over this, but he's going to be in charge of the calibration of light guns. So you'll be able to talk to him in real time. He's not set up yet, but we're going to get there. But that's the arcade assistant so far. I mean, it is going to be a lengthy video. I see it's going to be over 13 minutes, but I feel like I kind of owe you guys the explanation of what's going on with Greg. And that's it. Hopefully you guys appreciate this. This is a work in progress. I'm working hard at it. I've been basically working on this arcade assistant every day since March, which is crazy to even say that out loud. And it's extensive. But what this thing is going to be able to do is going to be revolutionary, I think, in the home arcade space. I think it's going to be something that people are not expecting. And I do think that once people understand the concept of it, I probably will get a lot of copycats out there, I'm sure. But I'm far enough along where I feel comfortable enough to show you guys what I'm doing. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much.